welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, still here with Alexander, right? And yeah, my guild just renews its buff, so that's nice. And last time we entered Midas, the left arm of Alexander, and possibly Midas is a traitor working for Backrix. No, not for Backrix. Backrix is in here from Quick Things, All Talks, All Thoughts. Yeah, the Illuminati. If you're worried about Roundrocks, don't be. Wedge won't let it come to any harm. Truth be told, I'm more worried about this business with Midas. Still, we should be careful of making any rash decisions. As you can bet, that's what the Illuminati want. For now, I reckon we should give her the benefit of a doubt. Innocent proven guilty and all that. And anyway, we got more pressing matters to deal with, namely taking back that Codex fragment and pushing on into Alexander before the Illuminati have a chance to shore up their defenses. You ready for another round? Good. The sooner you get going, the better, I reckon. Oh, and when you're in the belly of a beast, be sure and break something for me, eh? You have no access to the cuff of the sun. The cuff of the sun. Jump. Ah, but there's this one. The mechas. Warning, warning, uplanders detected. Initiating purge sequence. Careful, mines. Blaster's down. Now, if you're not the one who's tanking it, don't stand in front of Brawler. Yeah, that does a tank buster when he starts charging like that. And I get damage when I'm up, so I stay down. and Vortex. Metal Jammer. Super Cyclone. There's a water pillar. And at least one player needs to have his thrust AoE in range of a water pillar. Unless we just finish him off before he uses his Ultra Flash attack. Because, yeah, we are strong enough to do it, but if you aren't, for some reason, Ultra Flash kills anything, anything, unless you hide behind that frozen pillar. And as I said, we are powered through. And I get all the Midas crap. I don't need it anymore. So yeah, this is different equipment than we got in Gordias. Serenia, you haven't seen Roundrocks, have you? I was looking forward to hearing about the new treasures she found. I see. Well, I will not lie to you. Some of it is true. I did meet with the Illuminati, but that's not the whole story. Allow me to explain. You're saying you handed over the Codex fragment to stop the Illuminati from coming here and taking it? Yes, but the fragment I handed over to them was not but a stone picked from a pile of rubble. The true Codex fragment is here, safe and sound. I bloody knew Quickfix was lying. The way he told it, you've been working with the Illuminati all along. A lot of old bilge, a lot of it. I'm afraid not. Quickfix taught you too. In fact, it was I who taught the goblins how to summon the primal. I meant only to use them for my own ends, of course. Much as I did you. The author of the Enigma Codex was an ancestor of mine. The creation of a so-called perfect world proposed within it has long been the goal of certain members of our tribe, myself included. For years, we strove in secret to realize its high ideals, free of a twisted elitism which seems to have infected the Illuminati. During that time, there was one who served as our leader, a man who made us believe that our perfect world was within reach, a man with whom I fell in love. I wished for nothing more than to see his dreams come to fruition. So blind was my devotion, I agreed to help him summon a primal without a second thought. And the danger to our lives never even crossed my mind. But on that day, 3 years ago, I came to know the folly of our mission. In an instant, the infernal machine laid waste to our hopes, snuffing out the lives of my companions, and the man I loved was dragged into its core. In a last desperate attempt to make right our mistake, I called forth a barrier with which to seal Alexander. At that moment, however, the codex shattered and the Colossus vanished without a trace. When the dust settled, I found myself surrounded by the broken fragments of the codex, the cold, accusing remnants of our dream of a perfect world. And there Roundrocks found her stone. We were fools to think only of a future. I did not realize until my friends were gone, but the time we spent on our journey together, pursuing a shared dream. Those moments were as precious as any paradise we could have hoped to build. It's a sad old tale, I give you that, but it doesn't explain why you had the Illuminati summon the Primal, or why you had us help you infiltrate it. After everything you've been through, you can't seriously think any good could come of reviving Alexander. You all but said as much yourself. Good has nothing to do with it. Understand, I did not act out of any lingering adherence to my old ideals. I simply wanted to see him again. And perhaps walk to the ends of the world with him. Midas cannot mean Alexander. Not Alexander itself, but the soul, I believe, still resides within. Soul of Uplander sleeps in giant machine? Never has Beckwicks heard such nonsense. Media must abandon this. Now's not the time. I've got one more question to ask you. What happens when all the codex fragments are brought together? Alexander was born from hearts that yearned for a perfect world. The writings of the Enigma Codex inspired such a desire, as they are more than just a collection of texts. The Codex can also be used to control the Primal. To be precise, 2 elements are required: a complete Enigma Codex and one capable of reading it. When both are present, Alexander can be commanded to transport its residents wherever they choose. I myself was once able to read the Codex, but those days are long gone. Now the fragments are as dead to me as the stones beneath my feet. There is another, however, to whom the Codex still responds. One we all know quite well. What, Roundrocks? Are you saying that little girl is the key to controlling a bleeding Primal? What? Roundrocks? Roundrocks has been captured. Curse me for a fool. I should have known better than to underestimate the Illuminati. I assumed the missing piece in their plan was a Codex fragment, but they're talking about Roundrocks all along. We must mount a rescue, now without delay. To the Illuminati, she's no better than a cock in that monstrous machine. It is like she's being held somewhere in or close to Alexander's upper body. Continue to push through the left arm. While the Illuminati are distracted, I will search for a way forward. We have now access to the arm of the sun. That is not what I wanted. It was the arm of a father. The arm of a son. And the arm. Now, choose a path. Each player chooses a duct. So your party is split. Oh, where's the other one? Once the other team is finished, choose a duct. There's a cat. There's quick things. Blenders, welcome to public execution. There's no tail turn from Gobflyer X. Jelly now gets... No! Hey! Drag me with you, stupid Jelly. Oh, now we get both dragged in here. Purple marker is a line attack. And now the cat comes, right? Over there. Cat throws a heart. You need to destroy the heart before it reaches him, or he does nasty things to you. So if you have an attentive tank, they can drag quick things away from where the cat comes to standing. And maybe not in time. No, I go over there. This time no lock, just mobs. I need to overcome on my own. People. Okay. Have fun with poison clouds. As you can see, we all get part of the poison clouds, but we have to deal with it. Unfortunately, what was not the end of Quick Things. He escaped. Psh! Uplander sends Quick Things scurrying. Illuminati think twice before threatening us again. Uplander is nearly through left arm. Next, Uplander must push forward to inner parts and save round dogs. Congratulations on your victory over Quick Things. While you are busy dismantling his flying machine, I finished chartering Alexander's interior. But Chamber you reached is situated in the innermost part of the left sector, which means your next aim should be... Psh! Bagwix does not trust Treasure Hunter. 3 years ago she summoned Metal Giant. Bagwix wonders if she still wishes to finish mission of dead comrades. I do not blame you for doubting me. Truth be told, my former mentors often stressed that, were the unthinkable to happen, it would be my burden as the youngest to carry on their work. But building the Codex's perfect world was their dream, not mine. I only borrowed it. As long as I was with those I held dear, I could happily have devoted myself to any cause. Seeing their passion, their joy, that was what filled me with resolve. It was that which drove me to collect the pieces of the Codex, or that talk of learning and reason, of justice and perfection, meant little to me in itself. I sometimes wonder why I was able to read the Enigma Codex in the first place. Mayhap it was because my youthful mind was as a blank slate, receptive to any ideal if put convincingly enough. In the end, of course, it didn't matter. The primer took my friend's passion, their joy and their idealism, and ground them into dust. Though I survived, my commitment to the cause did not. Simply put, I had no need for a perfect world without them to share it. So believe me when I tell you that I did not seek Alexander's return to realize the dreams of the dead. I only wish to see him again. Meaning a leader. The section of Alexander you've been exploring is called Midas, after a king from a legend of Eld. Midas entreated the gods for a finger that would turn all he touched into gold, and the gods duly obliged. But in his carelessness, he transformed the one he loved most in the world into a lifeless golden statue, and thus the thing he coveted became his undoing. So it was with me and mine. Had we paused for a moment to consider the means, and not simply the end, mayhap my friends would still be alive. But we did not, and they are gone. My one remaining wish is simple: to speak with a man I love once more. If I could do that, I would be satisfied. There, I've told you everything. Assuming no one else wishes to question my motives, I would speak of Roundrock's rescue, as was my original intent. Now listen well. Alexander is divided into 3 main sections, each powered by an independent core. You've already fought your way through the innermost parts of Midas, the left arm. The core lies only a little way beyond, but you may be sure that the Illuminati will have deployed the bulk of their forces to defend it. Hold on a minute. Why would they choose to keep Roundrocks there? The cores are just power sources. You are correct. And the answer is they wouldn't. Roundrocks is most likely held within Alexander's upper body, but the Illuminati have locked the entrances from either arm and making it impossible to enter. Our only choice is to stop the core, and in so doing, stop Alexander. I see. Why, that's actually rather clever. The Illuminati need Roundrocks to control the Primal, but if it can't move, they have no need for her. At the very least, they have no choice but to keep her safe until the Primal is in working order again. Activating those cores would have used up every crystal the Illuminati had. If you destroy the second one, I doubt they'll have enough to get them operational again. Psh, do uplanders truly think Metal Giant can be toppled? Treasure Hunter truly believes soul of lost love sleeps in Metal Giant. Madness. But Requix does not doubt resolve to rescue Roundrocks. Go with me deep into Midas and deactivate second core. But do not underestimate Illuminati. Day and night they bring supplies into Steel Fortress. Requix suspects Illuminati are tinker making new weapons. You have no access to the burden of the sun. But I believe I won't show this off this episode, but we go into the burden of the sun next time. Until then, I am Mace and don't get lost.